My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is March 28th, 2024. It is 5:55 a.m. I just finished edit whatever I did on the 25th because I was way behind. And I wanted to cover something, a topic, not truly really cover it, but because they mentioned Prince Harry's name into the ordeal. So I wanted to look to see the connection. This is not to say he is involved. I don't know what's in their brain. But I've shared Meridth screenshot with you before, like 2 or 3 days ago. By the time you see this video, the date doesn't matter. In some shape or form, it does. So I believe I shared that with you. This is Meridth. The Telegraph preview image versus the image in the article. They made this preview image. They chose to cut out Prince William, and not to mention he was at the same party. They also know most people will not click on the article, and when they do, there's a paywall. Okay, so there's that here. This is a screenshot. Court papers name Duke of Sussex as example of well-known figures to whom defendants might have had access. All right, so there's the link here, but this is a screenshot. Prince Harry name and Sean Diddy comes sexual assault. I do not know. Okay, I don't know how the connection was. I really don't know. But the thing is that it's like Harry was the father does not stand or at least try to protect any of his sons at all. But anyway, I wanted to look and see the connection here, but I'm not gonna go too deep into everything. All right, so they choose this image, and I believe William, like Meredith said, was at the same party, but they cut him out, William that is, and they only put the picture of Harry with there's P Diddy here, and then there's that here. Okay, this is what's really good with the squad. Prince Harry name and Sean Diddy comes sexual assault lawsuit. Court papers name Duke of Sussex as example of well-known figures to whom defendant might have had access. Meanwhile, they cut William out and then they just leave Harry there. I do not know. I mean, yes, I do have an idea because Harry is suing the papers for their misconduct and, phone hacking and all the other stuff. But knowing the father is still alive, I understand he's going through some stuff himself, but the chain, the continuation since he was young man, since his mother died, you never see anybody stand up for him. He was all by himself. And during the time they mentioned this came out, the 26th, I told you I just finished edit whatever I recorded on the 25th, and then I couldn't keep up with so many recording that I was doing. I didn't really go online too much. But once this was printed, the squad went to work. Unfortunately, I was not part of it because I was too busy to defend him. So the squad, I'm going to go through some of these really quick. Let me see if I have some of them on the screen here. All right. So I love how regular American can see what's going on. One thing about us, we will always point out injustice. All right. So the squad were pointing out that they only use Harry's name on the thing. Meanwhile, there's the brother there. And there's some video clips that were attached to it. some of the squad came across. And I believe this was the image they use here was during an event that Heavy and William put together for Princess Diana. Okay, here's the full picture, by the way. That's William on the left, him here. I have to say, as someone who really doesn't have much interest in any of the royal family, it's still weird to me how overt they are in their attempt to demonize Harry. Alright? It's like each nonsense that they do, they put Harry's name in it. Guess what? It opens more people's eyes. Let me go in it and see what else other people are saying. Oh, that's a thread. Very interesting. So let's see here. Who is he? Tom Coates. Okay, new product strategy and development, BBC, Yahoo, Time Out, Nokia. Okay. He has 42,000 followers. So that's a lot of eyeballs that's gonna see his tweets. Okay, he has about 42,000 plus followers. Okay, here's the full. Okay, that's the one I just read, and it started here. All right. So there's the Telegraph here. He started from here. Some classic Telegraph stuff here. The actual photo this is cropped from also contains, see if you can guess, Prince William. He attended this exact event depicted below too, but certainly the Telegraph will not want to misrepresent reality, right? Right? Okay. There's the Telegraph here. I'm not going to click on it. Court papers named Duke of Sussex as example of well-known figure to whom defendant might have had access. So I'm not going to click on it. Okay, here's the full image, by the way. That's Prince William on the left here. I have to say, as someone who really doesn't have much interest in any of the royal family, it's still weird to me how overt they are in their attempt to demonize Harry. Okay, and the actual article, clearly nervous about being sued, actually makes it absolutely clear that Harry only met the performer once, with William at the event above and the photo. And this is why the squad went to work, and this is why they hate the squad, because we point out their stupidity, their nonsense. Okay, the Duke has only met Combe once, the Telegraph understand, and has never attended any of his parties or concert. In 2007, Prince Harry posed for photographs with Prince William, Combs, and Kanye West after the two rappers had performed at the concert for Diana at Wembley Stadium. You know, I mean, the thing is that once they catch the people's going through the things, they see the headline and all of that, all they need to know, court papers name Prince Harry. That's it. All right? That's all people gonna remember. Why didn't they say William too? Prince Harry and William. Okay, if they want to be accurate. I'm telling you, he should copyright his name. You know, if I wanted to get a lot of people reading my tweets, apparently the way to do it will be to express an opinion on the effing royal family. Jesus Christ, I want to make this clear. I do not care about these people. I care about the Telegraph, profound, disingenuous, and misleading journalism. Okay, so let's leave that alone. Let's go back. Okay, none of this I have put on my list. Okay, do you think British media understands that they are telling the world that Prince William is mediocre whenever they whine, demand, and beg for Prince Harry to forego his life in the US and return to the UK to pop up William? It's an insult to William that his immediate friend think too little of him. Okay, that's something different. So this is where the squad were. Just because the Telegraph only crop out, only put the Harry image next to P Diddy, and they then show William, because it's a negative thing what P Diddy is going through right now. In order for, I'm gonna go back a little bit to see what leads to P Diddy's situation, but let me just show you how the squad came and said stop, you know, with this nonsense. William was there too. Okay, in this video you can see the good prince had his photo up and took off. To Toby, the other brother, lingered and seemed to be making an appointment with Diddy. No, we don't know. Okay, this is 1 minute and 17 seconds.
What are we pushing each other for? Can we move?
Okay, there's Harry. Harry left. Okay, he left, and there's William still lingering there. Okay, Harry left a long time ago. But anyway, let's pause again. Seriously, they've almost convinced me that the Bench Kid video is AI. Okay, that's something different. So there's the squad coming again, just showing you this is where they met, and there's the performance here. I'm gonna have to mute it. I don't even think I need to show it because they're not gonna let me play it anyway. Okay, so now there's TMZ. This I could show and you could listen. TMZ is explaining what's happening with P Diddy now, right now, okay, as in 2024.
Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security, and everything we're hearing is this is in connection with the human trafficking, the sex trafficking allegations that have been made against him in the various civil cases.
And clearly now the feds are investigating this. As you can see, the dramatic footage outside his home here in LA, where they had several people out in the front yard for questioning.
Now
and then actually there were people who were cuffed eventually, including two of Diddy's sons. Now we don't know at this stage if they have been booked for anything. They were in handcuffs.
And I want to say this quickly because they were in handcuffs, but a lot of times they do that to get them out of the house because they don't know their status. It doesn't mean they're suspects or arrested. It could be, but it doesn't mean that. And so this is a typical thing that happens. But this is a federal investigation in 2 states. And, you know, we talked about the various civil allegations. This is a whole new level.
This would be, obviously, they're looking into criminal, the feds are looking into a criminal charge here, but nothing has been announced yet. And we also don't know where Diddy is at this point.
Yeah, that's right. So he usually lives primarily in Miami. That's usually where he's at anyway. He flies around, obviously, but Miami seems to be his home base. No visual, no word, no official report or anything of him being under arrest or detained or anything. But in any case, it's obviously D-Day, no pun intended. Look, can I be honest with you? I had a suspicion this would happen at some point because of the mounting lawsuits. Despite all the denials from Diddy, they kept mounting and they kept mounting. The same thing kept being brought up. Alleged human/sex trafficking. And at a certain point, the federal government is not going to turn a blind eye to that, right? And I mean, look,
they at least say we should look into this.
Well, by the way, this is more than we should look into this. They had to get a search warrant, which means that they had to convince a judge that there was probable cause to believe that there was indeed sex trafficking, human trafficking. So this is not...
Now, with this part here, what, what's his name, Levine or something is saying, there was Casey something who sued him for some stuff. I'm going to go over some of the things that she went through. Let me see. I probably have it here. Let's go over it and then I'll come back to this video. This young lady, I don't follow any of them, but I'm aware of some of the stuff. But since my channel is not about that, I decided not to really talk about it. But since they include Harry in it, we're going to see what's the connection. The connection, I already solved it. It was at the Princess Diana tribute thing, and P Diddy and Kanye came to perform. That was it. And then they only put his picture and mentioned his name. And then William was there as well, but they didn't mention him. Okay, so there's this here. Casey lawsuit documents PDF. The music industry has been shaken by serious allegation as singer Cassandra Ventura, known as Cassie, stepped forward accusing music mogul Sean Combs, widely recognized as Diddy, of a harrowing act of rape, sexual assault, and sex trafficking. The lawsuit filed under the New York Adult Survivor Act exposes disturbing detail of Ventura's relationship with Combs and their subsequent legal battle. Okay, so I guess they're taking this from the court document. The truth, however, is that Cassie, Miss Cassandra Ventura, was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands. For Miss Ventura, the dark times were those she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. That's the part here. Among other violence and unlawful acts, Mr. Combs raped Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him. Often, wow. So there's all of this. I don't even, wow. Well, these are adults, and the one that YouTube was talking about was children. So these are adults. Okay, often punch, beat, kick, and stomp Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Miss Ventura. Forced Miss Ventura to engage in sex act with male sex workers. While, what the hell, there's the word here, and there's all of that. And there's some stuff I'm gonna try not to say. The Cassidy lawsuit documents PDF can be seen in their entirety here. All right, I believe, you know what, I'll leave it, if I'll click on it if you guys want to read it, because how many pages? 35 pages. Okay, so they even put a warning in it. Where was I? Oops. Okay, let me pause for a second. So I put the link in the description for you. You guys could read the full document. All right, so she was the first one. So let's see here. I skipped. Actually, I'm just reading the last bottom part. Where is it? It's jumping. Okay, Diddy responds to Cassidy lawsuit. In response, Diddy's lawyer, Ben Brafman, vehemently refute this allegation, labeling them as offensive and outrageous. He accused Ventura of seeking financial gain, citing her persistent demands for over $30 million from Combs in recent months. Brafman dismissed the lawsuit as a calculated attempt to burnish Combs' reputation. These allegations surface amid a broader context in the entertainment industry, with other high-profile figures facing similar legal action brought under the New York, I believe the New York Adult Survivor Act is the same thing that, what's her name, Virginia Giuffre was able to brought against Prince Andrew. Okay? I believe it's the same. Let me look it up. Okay, so there's this here. I type Virginia Giuffre, and there's the law here. New York Adult Survivor Act. What is the New York Survivor Act? The New York Adult Survivor Act temporarily eliminated the civil statute of elimination for survivors of sexual assault who were over 18 when it occurred. This gave you the right to file a lawsuit against the perpetrator or other who facilitate the assault, regardless of how long ago it occurred. It says Giuffre's lawsuit filed under the New York Child Victim Act, okay, alleged that she was forced to have encounters with Andrew in the early 2000s at the age of 17 after being trafficked by the American financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew denied Giuffre's claim. Okay, so there's all of that. I don't want to go too much into it. So let's go back. Where was I? Here. The New York Adult Survivor Act. This legislation, with its one-year look-back window, allows adults to file lawsuits for sexual abuse, transcending the statute of limitation, which is set to close imminently. So anybody who has been, assaulted, there's a window where they could file. So if they want to do that, they better do it quick. And I believe it was Governor Andrew Cuomo who signed this. Let's look that up as well. Very interesting. No, I was wrong. Okay, Governor Kathy Hochul, the Adult Survivor Act, or ASA, was signed into law by New York Governor Kathy Hochul on May 24, 2022. Okay, Okay, so the one that Virginia Guthrie used to sue Prince Andrew was Child Victim Act. The New York State Child Victim Act was signed into law by Governor Andrew Cuomo in 2019. It allowed survivors of childhood sexual abuse to file a case which had already been time barred or expired and gave them a year to do so. So that was under that part Virginia was able to do. So the new one here, which P Diddy is going, is facing right now, was signed by Governor Kathy Hochul. That was, I don't know, I think I pronounced her name wrong. Okay, it was signed in 2022. Okay, so that's that. Where was I? So let's go back. There's a lot of things here. Okay, as these allegations continue to unfold in the public eye, the case between Ventura and Combs casts a stark light on power dynamics within the entertainment realm and underscores the gravity of addressing claim of abuse and exploitation within the industry. Okay, so I believe Combs had settled this the minute it came, and it quickly settled. And some people were having was saying, why did you settle so quickly? There's gonna be a floodgate and all of that. But it seems like it's been going on. People been talking. It only took her to have the guts to file it. Okay, so where should I go next? All right, so there's Forbes here. Here are all the major allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. I'm gonna leave this, you guys could read. I do not want to go too much into it. All right, so now I'm going back to Twitter. What was it? I believe it was this TMZ. So we're back to TMZ. Let's listen.
Just a probe. This is presenting evidence to a federal judge saying, we have probable cause to believe Diddy is involved in human trafficking, and as a result, warrants got issued in both Los Angeles and Miami. So that's how serious this is right now. By the way, we have been blowing up the phones of his various lawyers, and they are indisposed right now. They are not talking. We've also been...
Imagine they're in a war room somewhere.
Right.
The other thing I was going to mention real quick, and I'm sure this came to somebody's mind, but this very much reminds me of the R. Kelly saga. I mean, for a long time, R. Kelly was, just living his life, doing his thing, and all of a sudden, one day, law enforcement gets involved, he gets arrested, and the rest is history. I'm not saying the same is going to happen here for Diddy, obviously, but this is sort of the start of usually how that stuff like that goes.
It is the same playbook. You notice there are a lot of public allegations made either in a documentary, in the case of R. Kelly, in the case of Diddy, in several lawsuits, and it gets the feds, their antenna go up, and then the investigation starts.
What is really interesting, fascinating about all of this is it started with Cassie. And, that's his ex. And
that's what I was saying. It started with her. Everybody was rumored, just rumored left and right. But once she got the guts to get out and then file the lawsuit, that I was aware of. Even though I don't follow any, I'm aware of their existence, but I don't go follow them every day or even follow them online. But I was aware it made news. So she was the first one to come out. But you could see on some YouTube videos, people are talking. They're just talking. And once the thing goes to the courts, hell break loose. All right, so let's continue. I'm going to move it back because this is where he mentioned it.
In the case of R. Kelly, in the case of Diddy, several lawsuits, and it gets the feds, their antenna go up, and then the investigation starts.
What is really interesting, fascinating about all of this is it started with Cassie. And, that's his ex. And this whole thing probably would have never come out from under the rug because he could have settled it.
Right.
And he wouldn't settle it. And I guess he called her bluff.
Right.
But then she files this lawsuit making all these horrific allegations. The next day, he settles with her. But because it all became public...
That's what I was saying. Yeah, the moment it came out, he quickly settled it. Yeah, I was aware of that.
Other women then came forward, in particular, a Jane Doe.
In December, who alleged that she was 17 when Diddy and his associates sexually assaulted her. And she also alleged human and sex trafficking in that lawsuit. So, and we've seen it pop up in another more recent lawsuit filed here in LA. So,
this is unconfirmed, but we have reason to believe that the feds have spoken to at least one of these women before getting this search warrant. And as a matter of fact, it really makes complete sense. In order to show probable cause, you have to show that there's something untoward that happened, and it would be probably a declaration from one of those women. Yeah. And we have reason to believe at least one of them, and it's a Jane Doe, was either in touch directly with Homeland Security or with via her lawyer.
And to Harvey's point from earlier, when Cassie opened the floodgates, because she was the first one to do that, such a high-profile person in a high-profile relationship with Diddy, obviously that opened the doors, and I'm sure he's regretting playing chicken with her because he clearly lost, and now he's sort of paying for it, I think.
Hey, I'm Trey from Atlanta, Georgia. All this is just so unfortunate. Ever since that Cassie lawsuit, his life has literally been in shambles. Like, we're literally seeing the downfall of Diddy right in front of our eyes. The most unfortunate part is I hated seeing the two kids in handcuffs. They probably had no idea what was going on, what was going on. Like, at the end of the day, like, salute and thoughts and prayers to everyone involved. Hopefully something. And where is Diddy at? Where does he go? He had to be tipped off. Where is he at?
We don't know at this moment where Diddy is. There's a chance we've heard he might be on a jet.
Yeah.
And we heard Miami.
He was in Miami, and then he was about to get on a jet and then didn't get on.
Going to New York.
Right.
And by the way, it looks like the Southern District of New York is handling this, which is interesting because it's not New York where they're searching right now.
Maybe it's where the person filed it. Okay, they have more confidence in New York than in Florida, because there's a lot of these people down there. So there's this here. Let me go wake up my son. I'll be back. Okay, so this is what I'm just gonna read this first page. Okay, I've posted a screenshot below of the first page of the court docs that describe the case against Sean Combs. Here is the link. All right, the link of it is in the description. Let's see here. Plaintiff Cassandra Ventura, Ms. Ventura, hereby allege as and for the complaint against defendant Sean Combs, Mr. Combs, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boys Record, Epic Records, Combs Enterprises LLC, and Doe Corporations. 1 through 10 together, defendant corporation, and together Mr. Combs, defendant, as follows. Preliminary statement. 1. Defendant Sean Combs is a rapper and record executive popularly known by his stage name Puff Daddy, P Diddy, or Diddy. Mr. Combs came to fame in early 1990s with his record label Bad Boys Records. He rose to prominence in the music and entertainment industry over the... Okay, so that's like a little background of him. Like I said, the link will be in the description. So let's go back. So pretty much that's that. Okay, Cassandra Cassidy was the first one who called him to court, and then afterward other people came in, and then now the feds are, you know, we just hear from TMZ, Rady's home and things like that. So people who wants to follow it, cool. I don't know if I will share it, but there is no connection. There is absolutely zero connection with Combs' situation. Actually, this I just edit. It's gonna be on our Port of Pure service. Like I was saying, there's no connection between Combs and with the situation that he's going right now, with the court and sex trafficking and all of that. The only thing is, they met during Princess Diana's concert that Harry and William did for their mothers, and then they used the image on one of the images that they took together, this one, and they only put Harry, and there's William in the back talking to somebody, and then a little bit later there's William talking with them, and then after that Harry went and, you know, talked to other people. All right, so there's Harry here left, and William stayed there talking with them. Okay, so they use Harry's name, but they didn't use William's name. My goodness. All right, so that's it. There'll be a lot of links of different things related to that. Let me see if I have anything besides that to share with you. Okay, so this might be another one to share with you. Fox News in the U.S. is owned by Rupert Murdoch. Okay, the same type of group. I remember I watched part of it already, and that's why I put it on the list. They mentioned his name, Prince Harry's name here. Okay, wow. Diddy had cameras in every room at his parties. Are there images of Prince Harry? You see? Look at this. Prince Harry and compromising position. Everyone is compromised. Okay, even mushroom are mentioned as new drug of choice. P Diddy. The only time they met was at the concert. I showed you the video, but let's listen to these.
Out parties.
Okay, that's it.
In attendance were celebrities, politicians, athletes, international dignitaries like British royalty, Prince Harry.
Look at
a
this.
Music label executive.
Who did they mention?
Politicians, athletes, international dignitaries like British royalty, Prince Harry.
Look at
a
this.
Music label executive.
Who did they mention? Prince Harry. Where? Not in his home. I'm telling you. My goodness. And if it was something positive, guess who they will mention? William.
Lil Rod claimed some of the biggest names in the recording industry sponsored these parties with sex workers, drugs, and underage girls. The CEO of Universal Music, Lucian Grange, is named as a defendant. Wow. So is the former CEO of Motown Records, Ethiopia, Hubbard Merriam, and others.
Wow.
Lil Rod says hidden cameras were in every room of Diddy's homes. Lil Rod believes that Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Salacious tapes of Hollywood's biggest names, including
It's the same pattern with the Ghislaine, Epstein, and all of that. That's what these people do over there. And I don't know if you... Let me not mention her name here.
CEOs and politicians doing drugs and cavorting with prostitutes and minors. The complaint argues that these freak-off parties were a business model. Young and up-and-coming talent attended and were promised career opportunities and access to music executives. They were then plied with drugs and alcohol, filmed. Some were blackmailed. There was a quid pro quo, according to the complaint. Lil Rod said not only were these music executives sponsoring these parties, they were handing Diddy large sums of cash that he used to pay for the sex workers and drugs. Something tells me the IRS is going to be interested. The suit is his freak-out parties.
Okay.
In attendance were celebrities, politicians, athletes, international dignitaries like British royalty, Prince Harry.
Look at this.
And music label.
I don't know if Harry might have something here. Let's see this one. Okay, so that's a how do you call this? Screenshot. All right, look at this. Mentioning his name everywhere. Oh my goodness, they really want to smear his name. Stop it. He met that man one time alone with his brother William at a benefit for Princess Diana. I'm telling you, I don't know if he may have something here. My God. All right, so I have this. Let me see what else do I have for you guys that I put on the list. Where's that here? Charles speaking in code to the brothers. William, get over it. Harry, please come back. Okay, this is something completely different. Okay, King Charles said, it is time for nation to extend the hand of friendship, especially in a time of need, and a personal Easter message of the wake of cancer. People. Let me look to see what else I have for you regarding that topic with P Diddy. All the other things that I have on the list, I already went through them really quickly, except for this one. Okay, Diddy looked nervous at the last event he was seen at in Hollywood. Flavor Flav didn't acknowledge him. Diddy knew the threat was coming down on him. All right, so it's 1 minute and 9 seconds. Let's listen or watch. not fun anymore. Well, he can't be on the run. He might as well just face it. Because Flav always knows what time is it. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Alright, so there's no connection here with Harry, but they just want to smear his name on things that's so freaking negative. I don't know if he's gonna take any legal action in the US with facts. Alright, so that's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.